Hello world, it's Angela. It's another D3 tributary freestyle for the mixtape. I'm going to do something a little bit different for this one. I'm going to tell you a little bit about a workshop I just gave at the Graphical Web conference in Zurich, Switzerland. Here we go. So what I put together for this workshop, it was 3 hours in 2 parts. And I thought, I want some examples that allow people to get their hands dirty and really start playing with D3 and hopefully see enough things and get exposed to enough things that they know where to start looking for the next thing they want to do and feel a little bit more comfortable. Alright, so I chose 2 visualizations to go through for this. The first, and they're both based on the same data. The first here is a scatter plot, and each of these is a city somewhere in the world, and we have a couple fields, but the 2 shown here are the consumer price index and the rent index. So this is all normalized to New York City, which is somewhere over here. So New York City is 100%, like anything higher than that, things are that much more expensive in Tokyo, but rent's a little bit cheaper in Tokyo. And the other one is the same cities plotted on the world map, where we can use size and color to show those things. So all these circles have the size and the color represent the price index. Then I thought if we had time, we could get really fancy and cover some transitions and switch between these 2 representations. So let's go over a little bit more in case you're at home trying to, use these materials yourself. I think it all kind of stands on its own, but if you at least know where I was going with it, it might be more useful. So you can download the code from here, so Git repo. If you run it from your local host, you'll need to run it from your laptop. You can't just open the HTML file on your browser because there's security issues with AJAX requests, and we use AJAX for D3 CSV. If you want to know a little more about the data, you can check out these links. This explains the index, and this is the data itself. And I downloaded and cleaned it up and matched also lat longs for the cities for you already, so the CSV is a bit cleaner than you get just straight away. Here's some useful links that you might find in relation to D3 if you're just getting started. Of course, the API docs for D3 are a resource you're always going to need. And I really recommend this intro tutorial by Scott Murray if you're really just getting started. So first thing I wanted to do was have people play with the CSV and some basic D3 things. And there's nothing showing up here, but if you open your JavaScript console, you'll see that we do some printing of variables. And if you look at the source, you see this is the D3 code that does that. Then I went right into drawing stuff. So this is a tributary, and if you click here, you get the full screen one. And this just shows, we can change different SVG attributes and properties with D3. Then went on to draw some circles, and I used the data, but I didn't scale anything. I just drew it as straightforward as possible. Very short code just to get something on the screen and show, well, just drawing stuff is one thing, but what you really want is to get a scatter plot, where here we properly scale the data to the mins and maxes and map it to the pixels we want. Then we go through and add some axes using the D3 axes components, and finally add some labels and text and show how to just position stuff and deal with text a little bit. That was all the first half. We got through that in an hour and a half, and it went pretty well, I think. Then we went in on the map stuff. So first I show how you can load geographic data, and keep in mind that all of this, there's 2 templates that come with this code, template 1 and template 2. Template 2 is the map one, and there's a finish.html which you can see here. And that is all this code that's in the tributary. You can actually just copy paste it into the HTML. So that's not a problem. The tributary is just to interactively play with things, and then you can, because we can like scale things up and get it how we like. And then we went into transitions a little bit. So first I just said, all right, let's just take one dimension of the graph, plot it, just, so this is price sorted from highest to lowest. And then I wanted to be able to transition this one dimension. So this is the price index, and then we show it as the rent index transition. And then I also explained a little bit about how this worked. Although we didn't get too much into the details of this, because we covered some other questions people had. They were interested in some more of the capabilities of D3, like coloring the countries instead of the cities, so we tried that. But for you at home, there's another bonus thing here where we have hover effects and interactions between two visualization types. And so you can go here and play with that. This uses the histogram layout from D3. Has two of them, and then there's mouse events on those. So yeah, I hope these materials can be useful to people just learning D3 or wanting to get examples. And I'll be doing more workshops in the future and posting more materials. So enjoy. All right, peace.